Hey, you guys. Who's here? I think a hair just went into my coffee. Hi, Leah Liz. How are you? I think a hair just went into my coffee. Oh, well. Happy Wednesday, which I hate. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, love. Hey, everyone. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. I actually cleaned my house today, and I was going to try to clean my whole house and then edit it and then do my voiceover and then upload it somehow in the same day. And there's just no chance that's happening. So next best thing is live stream, and then I'll edit it tomorrow and we'll have a nice little Saturday video. Should I bring this down? Is it weirdly high? Don't forget to stop in and say hi in the chat, you guys. I want to see who else is here too. Too complicated for you. It's a lot of moving parts, so it's fine. I'm happy that I got it done. I'm so excited about it. It looks really, really pretty. And so now we just have to do laundry, which is all I ever do. That's my existence, is doing laundry. So where are you from, Leah Liz? Hi, Marion. How are you? Are you having a good Wednesday, my love? It's so hard not to look at you guys when I'm also reading the chat. I hope to one day figure out a better way to do this. North Carolina, I love that. You're so close to me. Hi, Brooke. Thank you so much for being a member. I saw the Frazzled Frickle and I was like, love that name. Like, I love that name. And thank you for joining. I was so excited to see that. Hey, Helen from Texas. I'm going to be in Texas very, very soon, and I heard it's getting colder. Veronica, hello, love your videos. School starts September 3rd and 4th there in Canada, Quebec. My daughter would rather live there than. She is so upset. She's so mad that our school starts in August. And so because public school starts in August, I'm like, okay, guys, time to get back at school. And she's like, no, it is summer. School happens in the fall. So Karsten from Germany. Hello. Hi, Lindsay. How are you, sweetie? So, it should be after 30. I swear that's how it was for all of us growing up. Well, it depends how old you are. For all of us millennials, the 42-year-olds out here, I swear it was always after Labor Day. And then abruptly, it's like, no, August 1st. It just sucks. I feel like August should still be the prime of summer. I say as I force my kids to do school. Oops, my mistake. Maybe I'll just not make them do anything until after Labor Day and live my own life. So, all right, you guys. Sorry for the last minute live stream. I did have the best of intentions of having a video out for you guys today, but as the day got away from me, I realized it was not going to happen. There's no way I could have completed the editing and uploading of the video I just filmed. Because it took so long to do. And I clearly did not plan ahead. Actually, yesterday I was like, man, I should do it today. And instead I did nothing. So there's that. Yolanda, hi from Spain. And Tammy from Arkansas. Hi, Tammy. How are you? And Lindsay, I'm good. How are you? Update from hubby. Your snoring has gotten better and you don't need the earplugs. What did you do? How did you change it, Lindsay? Did you use a breathe right strip? Because everybody needs a breathe right strip in their lives. Andrea from New Zealand. Hi. One of my favorite people lives in New Zealand. But he's a smelly boy and he doesn't even know I have a YouTube. So that makes it hilarious. Vlog with Harper and Nola. Love you. Love you too. Love you too. I'm trying to see your picture. You did. Lindsay, you used a breathe right strip. See, I'm telling you, they're life-changing. They're so good. And you breathe so much better. And you're Nola. Okay. Hi, Nola. I'm so happy to see you. So what Lindsay and I are talking about, which we've talked about before because I talk about them all the time. My husband snores. And then I don't snore. I'm a lady. Shame on you, Lindsay. I'm a lady. I don't snore. But I do use breathe right strips, the little things that you attach before bedtime. And so like they're really, really sticky and they pull out your nose a little bit so that you breathe better. And I breathe so much better. And so my husband, he still snores and like I want to shove it on him while he sleeps. But Lindsay, who's clearly not a lady and snores, which is so humiliating for her, she wore one and it made it better. Hey, Kala, you made it, my love. I was worried about the time difference, to be honest. Nola, you're from America? I love that. And then Guten Tag, Karsten. Love that. And Lindsay's laughing at the fact that I'm mocking her. So is anyone here from South Carolina? I should have gotten my North Carolina mug. I didn't think I'd have so many of you guys. Oh, I need so much coffee. And then... oh, Nola, you're 6. Okay, well, I love that very much, but it's uncomfortable to have you. You have to go talk to your parents about whether or not you can be a part of this. But thank you so much for coming in, sweetie. So there. Okay, near Charlotte, where are you? I think I did okay with that. Like I did. It's so dicey. Okay. Hi, I'm Emma from South Africa. I worked on a summer camp in North Carolina in 2009. See, that's amazing. What brought you, like, did you sign up and they just brought you over for just purely the summer camp? Or, thank you, Lindsay. It was, because I love kids, but I would be uncomfortable if my kids were watching anybody streaming. And then Leah Liz, you said near Charlotte. Where am I? If you're asking where I am, I'm really close to Savannah, Georgia. I'm on the coast, between like Savannah and Florida of Georgia. Yeah. If I didn't say Georgia, I think I said it in there. So, but I think that's really cool that you came over, Emma. Thanks, Kala. I appreciate it, love. Hi, Mary. How are you? And thank you. How's everybody doing? Are we having a good Wednesday? Okay, near Polity. Okay, so, yes. Anyways, my mom came to visit. And, okay, hard pivot. Sorry, squirrel. But a long time ago, I lived in Hawaii, right? And my parents came to visit me. And I was like, okay, my parents are coming on Friday. My parents are coming on Friday. And I was 21, 22, right? And so I was like, my parents are coming on Friday the 21st, if you will. And nobody bothered to say, hey, Beth, the 21st is a Thursday or something bonkers like that, right? And so like on Thursday, I'm at the beach where you do not get cell phone reception. And I'm like just living my best Hawaii life. And I get back to my car where I can get reception, and my parents have been calling me, and they were here because it was like the 21st, which was a Thursday, and they could not check into the airport, into the hotel without me because it was the military hotel. And they were just like trapped in jeans in Hawaii for an hour and a half, 2 hours until I could get there. So, anyways, my parents came to visit me, 42-year-old Beth, in Georgia, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to clean the house. My parents won't get there till Saturday." That Friday, I get a, "Hey, we landed," and I was like, "Landed where? What a weird thing. Landed where?" And they're like, "We're at the airport." And I was like, "No, no." And you guys have seen my house, and that's what it looked like. And I was like, "I'll be there in an hour." And so like I take off, it's nighttime, and my husband's like trying to panic clean in between me panicking to go to the airport to get my parents. Um, all of that to say, we went to Paula Deen's restaurant and I was wildly disappointed. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. They came to visit me and I was not impressed. Also, I don't think they're going to fly to see me anymore. It's not worth it for them. A J1 cultural exchange visa, which allowed you to work in a US summer camp, and it was amazing. I love that, Emma. I would actually love to go to all of Africa to see everything. I want to go on a safari. But I also feel like that's kind of tempting fate to get eaten by a lion. Hello. Hi, TP. How are you? Glad I caught another live. How are your spoiled, rotten pets? Spoiled and rotten. I started taking, it's cooling down, which is weird. So the dogs are getting more walks. And Kesha, the tiny Yorkie, tiny fat Yorkie, hates it. She will dig in her heels. And now she won't even wait until we leave the driveway. She just like plants her heels like, "No, I want to be shaped like a football." And so she's hating the walks. The other two think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to them, but Kesha's so mad. Marion, you're obsessed with little Leroy? He's so cute. Hi, Kim. How are you? Leroy. So Leroy has been in a very committed, very active relationship with a stuffed bear, the giant stuffed bear that's always around. That's because Leroy brings Bear out and they love each other, right? And so he finally ripped a hole in Bear and like stuffing went everywhere. So we had to throw the giant bear away because it was gross and ew. And so Calvin made me distract Leroy so his heart wouldn't be broken when he went to go put it in the dumpster today. Hi, Norma Lee Huffman. I love that name for it, just rolls off the tongue. Tammy says, "I relate strongly to your storytelling skills. I often have no idea what I was even answering by the time I finish. Everything I say is a surprise to me. You guys are hearing it the same time I am. I have no idea what's coming up next. It just goes. And then all of my stories are really interlinked. And I felt like to tell you that I didn't like Paula Deen's restaurant, I needed to tell you about all of the times I've abandoned my parents at airports, which is only twice, but that's 2 more times than you should honestly abandon your parents at airports. And I also want to tell you that I grew up in a very, very rural area, very rural, on a ranch. That was like 45 minutes from Milk. Like I drove 45 minutes each way to high school. It's very small town. And so when my parents go out into the big bad world, it's hilarious. They absolutely look like they got plucked off of a farm and put into a city and they are just not supposed to be there. So also abandoning them in big cities, I'm a terrible daughter. Hi, Janice, how are you? The quote behind me, thank you. One of my friends gave it to me after she sold me a house. So I thought that was nice. It was a housewarming gift and I've loved it so much. Kim says, Norma Lee was named after her grandmother. I named my daughters after our grandmothers. So I love that happening. My mom. Emma, please don't go viral for being a silly tourist on safari, right? Go with a guide. If you choose to visit anywhere in Africa, I would advise to book a guided tour regardless. Absolutely. I feel like for safety factor, I would need to do that. I don't know, just I'm gonna be eaten by a lion. I'm sure it's not as common. Like how I thought moving here I'd be eaten by a gator. Now I'm convinced if I go anywhere in Africa, regardless of where lions actually live, and I'm sure it's not the entire continent, I'm gonna be eaten by one. Mary, I'm Italian, can't talk without my hands. Can be dangerous when cooking. I just picture you just flipping marinara sauce everywhere. Just, um, have I traveled anywhere outside the US having served? Um, okay, that question is confusing to me. Are you asking, one, have I traveled outside of the US while having served? Or besides where I've gone during service dates, have I traveled? You love North Africa and you've been? Jealous. Hi from Ottawa, late to the chat, late and dead to me. Everybody ignore Sarah, she's late. So scared of gators, I really was. Oh, you're welcome, Normally. Hi, me love. I think that's so cute. Sarah didn't say anything because we're ignoring her. So I can answer, Emma, I can answer you both ways and we'll just sort it out in our own brains. In general, so both. Okay. So yeah, I've traveled outside of the US quite a bit. Lucas says, I have special needs. It's very hard for me, who I am every day, not giving up my life. I feel like a good person. You are a good person, I'm sure of it. And never give up. You can have a beautiful life. I love that so much. My daughters are special needs, and I think they're going to probably have one of the better lives. I think we can just provide them with so much. Okay, so here's where I've traveled. When I was in service, I only deployed one time. So I went to Kuwait because that's our staging area. And then I went to Iraq. So those are the two duty places that I went to because I had to. But also I went to Japan. I went to the airport in Japan. I went to South Korea for a vacation while I was in the service. And then outside of being in the service, I have been to England, Iceland, Mexico, Belize, Honduras. I think that's it. I've never been to Canada and it's like right on top of our heads. And I will go. I am going to go to Canada very soon. Yes, that's my next goal is to get to Canada. And like also maybe go to Mexico and be sober. Oops. Jackie, I couldn't have named my daughter after my grandma's. I have an Olame and an Edra Jean. Edra Jean? I would have gone with Edra Jean. I love that. Quebec City is amazing. So I have to go, first things first. I have to go to Prince Edward Island and like see Anne of Green Gables' house. That's something I need in my life. I loved Anne of Green Gables. I think we talked about this last time, how deeply I loved Anne of Green Gables and how Gilbert is my like true love. I settled for my husband and Gilbert, he's my true love, but my first love was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was my first love. And I think I loved him the most deeply out of all of them. And I had Tiger Beat and I like made a Tiger Beat collage of him. And so he still owns my heart. And then it's Gilbert from the real Anne of Green Gables series. And then like my husband is third. I want to go to South Korea and Japan. I want to go like to another place besides the airport in Japan. I think it would be interesting. My husband's been to Japan. I think he was there for a couple months. He was doing duty stuff for the Navy over there, but I didn't get to leave the airport. What Mary says, right? Normally, like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, he was so cute. I loved him so much. Lucas, thank you for everything. You are awesome to me. Every day you make me smile. You are so awesome. Thank you so much, Lucas. Mary, one of my sons moved to Southwest Florida from Minnesota 3 years ago. One saw a gator while mowing and decided to call a lawnmower. I love that. I've discovered here, like, if you call for gator removal for nuisance, they're like, how big is it? You're like, I don't know, it's a gator. They're like, if it's not bigger than 3 feet, we don't care. You're like, but it's a gator. And they're like, it's a little one. And so here in our neighborhood, we have a few ponds. And like eventually, like one of the dads just gets annoyed and goes and gets the gator. I don't know what he does with it after that. Like, I guess moves it across the street, puts it in the next neighborhood, their HOA can deal with it. But like, they don't come get rid of the gators. Like, somebody has to do it eventually. It's crazy. Prince Edward Island is amazing. Awesome. Go to Nova Scotia too. It's right beside it. Okay, I can do that. Oh, dang it. Sarah, we were ignoring you. You tricked me with your, like, getting on board with me going to Prince Edward Island. It's so small. You will get through it in a few days. Okay, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to drive my RV up and over and just, like, go look at all the stuff. And I'm really excited about it. Frazzled Freckle. I went to Canada when I was 14. Oh, and then I opened up some weird stuff. Okay. The only time I've ever been outside of the US. Well, what area, if you feel comfortable? Also, I've already forgotten your name, and I want to say it's Emma, and I think I made that up. Sarah. Frazzled Freckle, will you drop your name again? And I will try very hard to hold on to it in my brain. And then what general zone do you live in? You said North Carolina earlier, didn't you? I'm doing a terrible job. I'm sorry, my love. Always tell them 6 foot gators. The pond behind my house. Brooke, did you say that earlier? Did you say your name was Brooke earlier? I'm gonna fact check you so hard. Hold on. Scrolling up to fact check the Frazzle Freckle, who I swear to goodness absolutely told me her name was Brooke and that she lived in North Carolina. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, Brooke. You're amazing. But you spent half the year in Texas. Hi, Val. I'm going to Texas next week. If next week is the 3rd of September, and I heard that they're going to have like colder weather than usual. So I'm like Googling, I'm like, do I need to bring a sweater to Texas? Am I going to need like a parka of some sort? Thank you for not being mad, Brooke. I will remember, and like I'm better at it, and I like to figure out where people are from. You're from Brazil, Val? I like to figure out where people are from and then check their weather and worry about them, whether or not they're going to have bad weather. Speaking of, Kala, did anything else come of that storm that you had? Anything good? You said you went to Paula Deen's restaurants. Are you in Tennessee? I'm in Tennessee. No, she has one in Savannah, Georgia as well. And we went, and the way it was set up, what I think I didn't like about it is there's a fixed menu, which is understandable, but it's not, it's like you order plates for the table and then you eat and stuff like that. And it was the best fried chicken I've ever had, for sure. But like some of the other things felt like they were hyped up, but honestly, it felt more of like a cafeteria situation. It was just mass produce 5 meals for everybody because it's such a touristy thing. And then we were in the gift shop area looking around. It was really cute. And then they're like, oh, well, Paul Dean might be here soon. And I was like, who's that? And they're like, oh, it's her son. If you want him to sign an autograph. I was like, why the hell would I want her son to sign what? No, I don't know him. He wasn't on Food Network, was he? Like, I don't care if her son or any of her offspring or nephews come by. Like, give me Paula or give me death. Dang. So it wasn't the best. You went to Paula Deen's, not impressed. It wasn't that great. It was just windy, Kala. Sometimes wind can be fun. Hey, ACC from California. So happy to see you. Kim is from Virginia. Jackie says no sweater. I think she's just trying to trick me into being cold in Dallas. You know how Dallas gets cold. Did I order a slab of butter? I should have. She thinks she invented gooey butter cakes. Sarah says, I went to Savannah a few years ago and did the walking tour with Savannah Dan. Best walking tour I've ever done. Savannah Dan? Okay, perfect. My best friend, who I love deeply, I'm going to cough, hold on. I'm so sorry, you guys. I inhaled weird. I inhaled weird. My best friend is coming to visit me for her birthday, and I'm really excited about it. And we're going to do like a girls' weekend in Savannah. And I want to do haunted tours, but a walking tour would be beautiful. So I will do Savannah down with her. Julie S. coming in from Iowa, living amongst the corn. I love that. Kim R. wanted to say something to Sarah, but didn't, which I think is fine. I don't know why I'm picking on you so much. It feels fun right now. And I don't have anyone else to pick on, really. Rogue Tink, thank you so much for becoming a member. I saw that and I got so excited. And look, I have like 3 members in the chat and it's the greatest ever. Thank you so much. And from Palm Springs, California. Sadly, they're all about the money, the Deans. I mean, same. Maybe I should have tried to get Paul Dean. Maybe I'll try to marry Paul Dean when I'm in Savannah. Do you think he has like the majority of the fortune? Okay. So when we go to Savannah, we're going to do the walking tour with Savannah Dan. And then I will try to like baby trap Paul Dean and get my hands on some of that Dean cash. All right. Your family was going to go, but everyone's so picky with food. Can't make any decisions on food. I hate that. It's so hard going out with a ton of people, especially if everybody has to kind of agree on 3 different dishes and everybody shares that. Like, what if one dish is really good and I want to eat all of that dish and then I have to share it with the rest of my dumb family? No, thank you. Crystal's here. Norma Lee from Arkansas. Breathing, it's hard. Rude, Crystal. Coming in hot already. Can you guys hear me swallowing like from that cough? Mary's brother lives in St. Augustine. I still haven't been there and everybody tells me to go. And he owns a dolphin tour boat. That's amazing. It is amazing actually. Why'd you say that it wasn't? And St. Augustine is the most beautiful city in Florida. Okay, then I'll go. I always end up going down to Daytona Beach because that's where my dad often is. And that's why I always skip over St. Augustine, but I need to go. And then ACC is saying, hey, Palm Springs, hope you're staying cool. I'm a little north of LA in the valley, and it's so hot today. Oof. You used to live on Hilton Head Island? Very fancy. Emma experienced a hurricane scare in the US too. Those are fun. And you experienced a lot in the USA. You were escorted to the cellar. Yeah, it's just tornadoes. They're always so like, okay, maybe it's gonna happen, and then like it never happens. And then I'm sure the one time it actually does happen is just catastrophically devastating. We get tons of warnings here, but never really anything near us. And obviously we go outside to look because why shelter when you can go try to look at a tornado? 103, nice compared to the 120 in July. Gross. Janice, thank you for becoming a member. That is so sweet. You popped up when I did that and I almost like kicked you on accident. So glad that we didn't do that because how rude would that be? Be like, oh, you're a member? Get out of my chat. Normally, thank you for liking my bedroom. I think it turned out really, really pretty too. I'm so excited. Part of the cleaning party, exactly. And you had to evacuate the island on your birthday? Lame. We have barrier islands in Georgia. So for those who don't know, I don't know. Let me explain it. Let me be condescending and explain something to you real quick. So we don't have like a good coast. Like if you think of Florida, how you go to the beach and then you see the ocean and everything like that. So we have a coast, but then we have intercoastal waterways and barrier islands. So you have to drive over to an island and then to the other side of the island to see the ocean. And a lot of people live on some of the barrier islands. And my husband, when we were moving here, I was like, oh, maybe. And he's like, absolutely not. I do not want to live somewhere that has severe weather and has one way in, one way out from where we live. And I was like, fair enough. Okay, so I'm not allowed to live on the island. One Hot Mama's restaurant is what I miss. Where's that? And what does it have? And I'm so hungry. Texas has so many tornadoes. They have wild tornadoes. Diggers of gold. I'm telling you, we need it. We need to get the gold. All right. He married this just wretched woman, right? She sucked. And they were married for like 45 seconds. And they got a divorce. And that part's not funny, but it is a blessing. Anyway, I feel like he was spending a lot of time with my son because my son one day, when he was like 6, was like, okay, when I get married, I got to be careful not to marry a gold digger. And I was like, what? And he goes, so when I'm like, hey, are you a gold digger? If she says yes, I am not going to marry her. And I was like, stop spending time with your uncle. Like, to stop stressing about the gold diggers of life. Also, I feel like I did a great job digging for gold. I feel like he's going to pay off soon. And then I'm going to go get a trophy husband. Hilton Head is where One Hot Mama's is. The food is amazing. I'm going to go there for that. I will go so far for a good restaurant. Plus, I kind of want to go up to Hilton Head. Apparently, they have like the fanciest RV place, and I kind of want to go see what that's about. Everybody talks about it in the RV groups I'm in. Not like regular people. Oh, Mary, you've been divorced 3 times. I actually am not going to divorce my husband. I'm going to just murder him a little bit, for the life insurance payout. Actually, I'm super grateful. My parents split when I was very young, and I could not imagine the level of fighting that would have happened if they did it. Ugh, it sounds terrible. Mila, your personality is everything. Thank you so much. I personally love it. I love myself deeply. And so many people are like, stop being so hard on yourself. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't think I should be any kinder to this ego because it's thriving at this point. So a little bit of meanness to myself is kind of warranted just to bring me down a notch. Okay, hold on, because I saw story time from Brooke. In Texas, our house lives in a neighborhood that floods. Okay. And sometimes it floods enough that the front and back way out are blocked. And this happened in May. And you had to book a hotel and get the F out. Yikes, babe. That is crazy. It sucks that it's also on both sides. I hate that for you. And did your house flood? Because that's important to know. Also, if it flooded, did the sewage back up out through your toilets? Because I am highly obsessed with the idea that that might happen during a hurricane. Like, I'm really stuck on that idea. Kala says only once for her. Janice, you were laughing your butt off when watching your bedroom makeover. I loved my bedroom makeover. I loved it so much. Oh. So I put it all together, and I was like, oh, babe, you're in a lot of this video and stuff like that. Oh, you're so in this video. And I have another video that is getting a lot of views right now. I was like, oh, this other video is doing so well. And he's like, is it the one I'm in? Is it the one I'm in? I'm like, no, babe, it's not the one that you're in. He's like, how's the one I'm in doing? I was like, calm down. He just he's so excited. Make sure it looks like an accident. Oh, I will. There's no documentation that I've been talking about this at all. I'm going to Corey Richards this so hard. I will not get caught. I thought about the murder, but the life insurance wasn't worth it. His is such pennies because he is law enforcement. So they're like, best we can offer you is $10 because they just assume he's going to die. So they're just, it's really sad how little there is. And we were talking about life insurance and pensions and how those work when he was really, really sick. And I was like, okay, well, would I get the pension? What does that look like? How does this look? And we were talking about how my future would look if he died. And then he's like, oh, and I looked into your disability and whether or not I would get it if you died. And I was like, what? Why would you do that? I was so offended that he would do that because, like, clearly I'm going to outlive him. How dare he? How dare he? I'm seeing sorries in there. So I thought about murder. Okay, normally, no, divorce time too, you're better off being single. Some people just love it. Like, honestly, when I kill Mark, I'm going to be single. Okay, wait. I just remembered that I would have to take out the trash on my own and perhaps mow the lawn. Like, you can get somebody to do lawn service, but could I hire somebody to take the trash from the side of my house out to the street and back again? Because I don't want to do that. Sounds terrible. Brooke says, sorry for the typos. No, I've already blocked you. Don't worry about it. No flaws here. D. Wilson, you're so relatable. The commentary is hilarious. Sorry, I double checked because your name is very similar to my mom's best friend's name. And I was like, oops, gotta stop telling stories about my mom. Your previous house flooded twice. The second time it was a total loss. Did the toilets back up? Like, did sewage come up? We need to know. Oh, also, that was really insensitive. And Brooke, I'm so sorry that you lost your house, babe. And I'm really sorry that I hyper-focused on the toilet situation and not on the fact that you lost everything. I'm sorry, babe. Sarah, you like my humor. The house you live on now, same neighborhood, has not flooded but close. Bold choice getting a house in the same neighborhood. Like, I hope you got the one on the hill. I also hope you had flood insurance. Call it your house in Oxford flooded and it was a nightmare. I want to know, one, if you had flood insurance, but I just picture everything's made out of bricks there. Is everything made out of bricks? I picture your road's made out of bricks. You have a brick fence near your house, and your house is also made out of bricks. That is what I am picturing. So, like, everything's very bricky. You have to tell me if your house is made out of bricks. A man ego, kind of. I'm so glad that it was a little bit better than everybody else, Brooke. Like, what's this? Oh, it's crazy, right? No hurricane flooded the house. We had a tree and a toilet flooded the house. Kim, you have to write that again. I didn't understand it. You doubled your insurance when your hubby got a motorcycle? Oh, Jackie. I would be puncturing motorcycle tires. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Hola, Tamaris from Brazil. Okay. Oh, plus grill. Brett, that's such a good point. I literally don't know how, and I refuse to learn. Like, I do not do yard work, and I will not grill, and I'm choosing to weaponize that against my spouse. And Beth, no, the sewers have never backed up. Beautiful. That has been okay. However, floodwaters do overtake the sewers, and there's E. coli and bacteria in floodwater. I know. I've been thinking. I was doing a lot of what happens when my house floods research for the hurricane, just because I'm so focused on that right now. And Kim says no sewage. It was just water. And good. And hey, Claudia. And I've heard that it's not really the water damage that's the issue. It's the water sewage that's the issue. It's because everything's contaminated, and really, like, when you have to do the flood abatement and everything, it's because of the sewage situation. So, Volvoy, I believe people do not want to live a single life, and that is engraved in our blood. Some exceptions, of course, but generally speaking, humans want a partner to spend time with until the end of days. I agree. I just, I have a hard idea of, like, if I would match with somebody else if my husband were to go. I just feel like I'd be really old and crotchety, and then I will have to live with my best friend because she's going to get dementia. And, like, that's what I'll do with my time, is care for my best friend who will listen and laugh to all of my stories because every single day they're new, and that'll be great. Brooke says, it's okay. We knew it was coming. Good. The house was a total loss, but you were able to get your stuff out first. Thank goodness. It's a long, sordid story, which we have time for. ACC, how do you get motivated to clean when you're overwhelmed? Oh, was in tears last night trying to straighten out some of the mess. I work about 60 hours a week and have kids and can't keep up. Okay, I don't get motivated to clean. I don't have it in me. That's not something that is in my wheelhouse. And so at best, when I'm in the tears and the extreme fatigue and everything like that, I pick one goal, and that goal is like, just get the trash up. So if you can set a timer for 10 minutes, because you can get so much done in 10 minutes, you don't even know. Set a goal for 10 minutes, set a timer for 10 minutes, and set one goal of trash. You have to clean the whole 10 minutes, even though you're in tears. You're allowed to cry. There's no rules against crying from exhaustion and overwhelm. That's fine. And you have to do it for 10 minutes, and your goal is to get the trash out, and then everything else on top of that is amazing. It's not going to take you 10 minutes. Maybe it does. It's not going to take you 10 minutes to get the trash out. But once you get that done, you're just a little bit cleaner, right? And then whatever else you get done in that 10 minutes, and then you're done and you're fine. And that's what you got done today. And that's fine. It really is. Like, I know my house gets really bad. And I know so many people look at my house and they think, oh my God, I could never, couldn't be me, could not be me. I just put on some music and suddenly I can do everything, or I just clean as I go, or like all these different things. And that's not my reality. And I'm fine with that. My house can get horrifying. And sometimes I only can clean for 10 minutes. And sometimes I can only get the trash up and then I just shove everything else to the side. Sometimes I clean my entire house and it physically pains me at the end, and like I have to completely negotiate with myself and really push. Just did it today. That's why we're live streaming, because I cleaned my house and I was so physically exhausted and I ran out of time to edit and upload. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll shower, I'll put on a little bit of makeup, and I will come live stream. But the thing is that I kind of hurt myself. No, not like I hurt myself like physically. I kind of shot myself in the foot a little bit by getting it done, but it had been so long and so cluttered and hurting my heart and my soul so much that I would rather push through and have 2 really bad days after this than only do a little bit. So my last video I showed, it was me trying to clean in exhaustion and overwhelm. And so you see me not get a ton of stuff done. And Wednesday I did nothing. But one of the days it was me picking up a little bit of trash, and that's where I got. So I'm not motivated to clean, and I rarely am. And sometimes I just have to force myself to do it for 10 minutes and it sucks. But I know it's only 10 minutes and I can get an amazing amount of stuff accomplished in 10 minutes. I think I'm gonna do another 10-minute tidy vlogmas again this year to see how it goes and show you how much you can get done in your home in just 10 minutes, and then forgive yourself the rest. Forgive the rest. You can wait for those pockets of energy and motivation and time and the ability to clean, and you can go ham. Just knock yourself out. Do the whole house. But on the times that you don't, it's fine if you do 10 minutes. It's fine. So that's the answer to that. Brett said, I think my dad said you can get something to keep your plumbing from reversing. Yes, it is called a backflow valve. And my husband insists that our house has one, but I don't believe him. So I'm going to let the sewage come fill my home just to spite him. And that's fine. Barb R from Canada. Hi, Claudia. And then people are talking. Brad, germaphobe, just accidentally burned it down after. Y'all chatting with each other, which I love. And then Emma says, that's my plan too, to live with my best friend when we're old and gray. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Her grandma had dementia. Her mom is currently actively regressing with dementia, and she tested herself genetically. She's more than likely going to have it. And I imagine her husbands are gonna die early because that's just what men do. And so I will take care of her while she's old and demented, so that way her kids can live a happy, free life with my kids living happy, free lives. And that's what we'll do. And I think that's fine. Mary kept picking the wrong one. 4 great sons from husband number 2. I love that. 4 kids sounds like the right number of kids. 3 kids, wrong number of kids. Nobody should have 3 kids. You need to have 4 kids. Those are the rules. I suppose you could have 2 kids as well, but don't have 3 kids. Kim R, the tree that hit your house broke the roof. And then the bedroom was flooded. One of our bedrooms, you had to get out. Of course. That's crazy. I'm so sorry that happened. See how I acknowledged the tragedy and apologize for it instead of asking about your toilet situation? I'm learning. Janice is being adorable and trying to get people to thumbs up. Kim, thank you. I think God is testing us at all times, and how and it's how we can handle the situation. Yes, all the time. I'm not going to cough again, but everybody mute. You're welcome, ACC. And Brooke says, I appreciate that you are real about not having energy to clean and sometimes not being motivated. I'm the same way. It's just how it goes sometimes. It is. And I am learning more and more about how there are a lot more people like us. And of course, how ashamed and embarrassed and hidden we all need to be. But I am fantastic and should never be hidden away from the world. So if you are like me and ashamed and hiding, you shouldn't, because I bet you're fantastic too. And all of this in the grand scheme of things won't matter. And I don't know, I'm just trying to be better, and I feel like we're all amazing and can get better together. That was just word salad. Synergy, and we can synergize. And what are buzzwords in corporate now? I need to have more buzzwords. My husband's home, the dogs are barking. No one should beat themselves up for what they're doing. I know, right? Like, it's silly, but man, do people like to make comments. So when watching your videos, I've heard you say that you are in pain. Yes. I live with chronic pain due to MS. How are you able to clean when being in so much pain? Okay. I didn't realize it was an issue. I just thought it was how bodies felt. And I have been acknowledging it more because, okay, so hold on. Let's go back. When you live your life, you're just living your life. Everything's normal and everything's how it should be, right? When you live your life out in front of an audience, and then you watch yourself back and you have to narrate everything that's happening, you become so much more in tune with a lot of different things. Like, some of them are very superficial. Like, I walk like this a lot. Not like this. Hold on. Like this a lot. What's that about? That's so weird. Like, all I can think about is Linda from Bob's Burgers, how she's constantly walking like that. I hate that, but that's not the point. So that's part of it. But another part is when I'm talking about my thought process of cleaning, I'm realizing that I am tired and that I am in pain. And now that I see that, I'm like trying to not live like that because that's not normal. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I pace myself? How do I, like checking all of my hormone levels to see if I could get better, trying to focus on my sleep, all of those things. Like trying to improve my diet so I lose a little bit of weight, like all of those things, because I'm constantly reevaluating my life and watching playbacks of my life. I am noticing so much more, which that was nowhere near what your question was. I'm sorry. Your question was, how are you able to clean with being in so much pain? Sometimes I don't clean for days at a time, and then I find a day where I'm not in pain and I plow through it as fast as humanly possible and then just suffer the next few days. I'm trying not to do that. I'm old and demented. She's gonna be so much fun. Getting Tidier. Hi, honey. How are you? Hey, if you guys didn't know, Getting Tidier has a channel. She's in England, and she cleans and does voiceovers just like I do. I do have 3 kids, Claudia. That's how I know it's the wrong number. Calvin knows it too. Calvin's always like, where's my twin? Where's the boy that matches me? I was like, dude, I was so scared you would be a twin. And so I should have had one more kid to match with him. Mary, being honest, I watch your videos because of the shock and awe of the thumbnail. Thank you. But I started rooting for you and became a fan. I love that. You seem so genuine. Not a lot of YouTubers are. Thank you, Mary. Yes, so I do pick the worst parts of my house to like clip for my thumbnails, and you fell into my trap. That was exactly my trap. I wanted to suck you in with how disgusting my house is and then win you over with my charm. And I keep saying I'm trying to get better, and it's been 8 months and my house still gets crazy disastrous, and I deeply think and worry that what if it doesn't get better? What if I don't become a tidy person? What if I just stay in this cycle forever? It's something I've been worrying about a lot. But what if? I don't know. It will be crazy either way. Mom said we are a drop it family, drop stuff everywhere. That's exactly how we are. We're like, oh, that's where it was. That's where it shall stay. Crystal, I never get anything done without my 10-minute or 20-minute timer. Every task I break down in dedicated time. That's such a good idea too. And then Brett is saying hi to Getting Tidier. Jackie, you had toilet issues and hired a plumber. He found a bird. That was not what I thought was going to happen in that sentence. Oh my gosh. I think we should have flushed a bird down the toilet. Oh my God. Every part of that sentence got funnier and more bizarre. Yes. Okay. So now we know no flushing birds down the toilet, or do and see what happens. Janice, that might have been a lie. He has not come through yet, but he might be loitering in the kitchen because I like to sexually harass him if he changes his clothes where I can see. And I would do that because you guys wouldn't be able to see, just me. And I could say things to him. Is this a TED Talk, synergize and all? I really want to. Like, we need corporate speak throughout our lives. I feel like we need to, and then we can circle back, look at this from different angles. All those crazy things. Crystal loves Getting Tidier. Have you checked your thyroid? Not in a really long time. Maybe I did a few weeks ago. I have to look at my blood work. I did just do all of my annual full blood work and everything like that, and nothing came up. I have had my thyroid checked and it's fine each time, but my vitamin D was extremely low. My vitamin B was really normal. That's odd. And my progesterone was like menopause level. So my estrogen and my testosterone were reasonable for my age, but I was in menopause progesterone wise. Oh, my husband's not here. He just texted that he's on his way home. And so that was causing extreme issues, like PMS issues, and I am on a progesterone replacement, and it has been helping exponentially, and I'm very grateful for it. And then my vitamin D supplements, I do feel like those are helping. And of course, I dehydrated liver, beef liver, ground it up, and I've been eating that as I can remember. And maybe that's helping. I'm telling myself it's helping. Because you don't want to eat liver and not have it for a reason. Ugh. So hello from Germany. Hello, Annie. I'm really behind in chat because I keep going on these crazy tangents, but that's fine. Emma saw that I think you're talking to Getting Tidier probably. Crystal linked Getting Tidier's channel. I love that you do that, Crystal. You're so good at modding. Terrible human, but great at modding. Anita, look at Barbara O'Neill and see what she says about what you have and other natural ways to help you. Thank you for that suggestion. You just need to pace yourself, Beth. I know it's not my personality though. I'm so all or nothing. Pacing's hard. That is a skill that I have not really developed very much, and I'm going to try to work on that. Tammy, if you can afford it, I would hire a cleaner once a month to reset, clean, and give yourself a break. I live with chronic pain and learn to accept help as I can. I did that in Oregon, and I loved her deeply, and she was amazing. And I have not found somebody here that I liked. But it is something I'm thinking of. And then so horribly, really, I'm like, okay, well, if I do that, what would my YouTube channel focus on? Because my house would be mostly clean. What would I film? What would I do? And so there's a paradox of the YouTube cleaning portion of my life and all content, like all life is content. And so like, what if, like, oh my God, should I, hire somebody? Yeah, it would make my life easier, but like, what would I film? Probably gator wrestling in the pond behind my house. So Getting Tidier can't figure out how to tag you, Emma. She's trying to empty the house. Let's make up our own corporate language. I love that. Vitamin D levels. Yes, they were really low. They were 21. And then last time I checked, they were closer to 40, which is within the normal range. Thank goodness. Super excited about that. But I wanted to get even higher. Oh, I get so much sunshine. So Emma, Getting Tidier, your name's Emma, right? Where I live, it is sun all of the time. It is sunshine every moment of the day, and I'm outside a ton. Something in my body is not processing or storing it correctly. I'm getting all of the sunshine there is. And just something, there's like a mismanagement somewhere in there. Oh, Crystal, not a good mod. Remove. And then, okay. Getting Tidier. Hi, Shuggy. What's a Shuggy? Hi, Karen. How are you, my love? Rhonda, hey. Pop your liver is so good. Rose Arnold, thank you so much. And then I accidentally complimented Crystal. Now her ego is enormous. The dehydrating liver thing, the smell of it smells so bad. It was so wretched and warm. Like it was dehydrating, right? So like it is kicking out humid liquidy air. I imagine that's what was happening. So like I came back into the room and it was hot, moist liver air. It was so gross. I'm all or nothing too, but the advice sounded good. It did, Mary. Like I need to do it. Rhoda, is it Rhoda or Rhonda? Like there's no N, but I really want there to be. I do hate cleaning. Kristen, hi from Idaho. Thank you for loving my commentary. You inspire me because you are real. You don't pretend to love cleaning because it's stupid. Nobody loves cleaning. Mac from Midwest Magic Cleaning, he likes it, but that's because it's his like autistic special focus. He's like so unique. Everybody else hates it. We're all lying. I could chase tornadoes. little bit scared of them, but I would love to. So Mac and I have been deciding whether or not we're going to have like a huge feud and like pit our armies against each other, which sucks because we have like a lot of crossover armies and his army is significantly bigger. But like, what if? It'd be amazing to have a huge feud with him. I love him. He's very sweet. Sorry, Beauty was walking by the door, but I thought it was my husband. It would be great. It would be great to include the gators. They're not getting enough screen time, I think. I would love to come down once a month and whirl around your house. That would be amazing. Tammy, you still have the daily life struggles, true. Like Cardboard Mountain, oh my gosh. And the dishes and the laundry. I did, so last week when I was extremely exhausted and I just was, I don't know what that was. Like, I just couldn't get up. I was so tired. I was napping twice a day. I could not get up, but I still did like 7 loads of laundry, but I didn't fold any of it. So there was just like massive piles of laundry in various baskets, like precariously perched up high so no pet would lay in them and sleep. And so today yesterday I folded like 4 loads of laundry, but there are still several to tackle. Well done getting them up, now getting them to stay up. Mine were so low. 7? How did you not die, my love? Oof. Always take calcium when taking vitamin D3. It helps absorb the vitamin D. Also, K2 is a big one. So I am trying to time my vitamin D tablets with fat, like pork fat especially. And then the calcium so that whoosh, it can go in. Make sure it's calcium citrates. I'm gonna write that down real quick. Nobody paying attention to the fact that I'm leaning over. Ugh. Ta-da. Okay. I love your taste in decoration. Love that green behind you. It's so beautiful, right? I am so lucky. I am so in love with it. It's so deep and everything like that. And it's making me dislike how gray the rest of my house is. And I don't think I can paint such a open space, a deep, deep color, but we have to figure something out, you guys. Da-da-da. I used to dirty your home so you could clean it. Kristen, that's crazy talk. Oh, it's Shuggy. Oh, I love that, Karen. I'm not Southern. I'm really not, but I'm trying to blend in really well, you guys. Brett's championing on the fact that I'm going to have a huge fight. Do you have alligators near you? I do. There's a ton in my neighborhood. Like every once in a while, you are like, hey guys, don't walk your dogs near the pond. It will definitely be eaten by a gator. I thought that they would, he is amazing, isn't he, Rogue Tank? I thought that the gators would like come harass us more, but they don't, which I'm very grateful for. Jackie, you've been a house cleaner for 35 years. I think if you get paid to do it, you learn to like it a little. Sure, but I also think you're lying. You hate it deep down. No, there are people who must love it. And I love the women who can come like clean my home. She was so good too. She was so amazing. And her crew would come in and like, she would show me all the different things that she could break down and clean and how to do it. And I was like, how are you so good at this? And she's like, I love it. It like the satisfaction feels really good. Yeah, you hate kids and you hate cleaning now. It's crazy. Wait, would you and Mac do a rap off or a dance off? I would prefer dance off because I feel like I would be a terrible rapper. And I would much rather do a dance off. That sounds better. You have to admit you like cleaning, Kim R. Well, that's good for you. Good for you, Kim. I'm just kidding. Cleaning somebody else's home is far better than cleaning your own. Okay, right? I feel like I could clean somebody else's house and have a great time doing it. But I hate cleaning my own home. Um, but I also love how I feel after it's clean. Like I am so excited to go back out there and be like, this is perfect. Like it's so much better and I love it. And it's the middle part of the doing of it. Um, and I did start out with this video. I was like, okay, maybe I could do all of it. And like slowly but surely, I was like, maybe I'll just do the main living space. And I redecorated everything and I'm so excited. I want to go back out there and see it and like lay on my kitchen counter. I don't know why, but what if? Kim just said the word wood, which I love. And then what did you say last? I have to admit I like cleaning, and then you wrote wood. Kristen says, having the determination but not the drive is my constant struggle. It's a lot, right? Where you're just constantly thinking about it. And like another thing, wouldn't like cleaning someone else's house. Thank you, babe. Emma says it's the consistency of it. Consistency is better than perfection. And I struggle with consistency. It's a really hard thing for me. I always love cleaning, but I hate it because it said you hurt your knee. I bet. Because I bet you're in tons of pain. And it's not fun doing stuff when you're in tons of pain. So I was thinking quite a bit today when I was cleaning. I was listening to things in my ear, and I have been really kind of drawn towards negative things lately. A lot of like deep dives into why this YouTuber is so terrible, or like the murder mysteries of it all and everything like that, like really, really, really negative. And this time I pivoted to really inspirational talks and, you know, the kind of like montage where it has people talking and saying really cool, impactful, inspiring things over like the motivating music and stuff like that. And that helped quite a bit, especially towards the end of my cleaning, where I was like, okay, I need to dig deep. Because I really just couldn't stop where I was. I'm like, I can dig deep and do this. And like, they're talking about overpowering things. And like, when it gets hard, that's when you find the truth in yourself. And that was a little bit better than people talking about how other people are kind of pieces of shit, you know? So maybe that's going to be something that I start pivoting more towards, where instead of I am wallowing in dark and angry over here, I'm going to go over here to like motivating and inspirational. And they say you're like the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I genuinely feel like one of the people I spend the most time with is YouTube. Like that's just people all of the time. And if you choose, and the algorithm knows what you're going to watch and all of that stuff, like I think I've just been choosing too much negative, and I need to pivot back to watching more positive so that I'm more positive. ACC, I'm in a business group, and one of the women wanted to go into a cleaning business when she was younger, and she was always talking about it, how she can't stand clutter and doesn't understand it. Like, I feel like it's a whole personality type. My dad is that way. Very strict, very clean. Everything was clean all of the time. I was very clean when I was at my dad's house. You know, my room was far cleaner at my dad's than it was at my mom's house. My mom was like, just have a path from your bed to the door. And I was like, okay. And at my dad's house, things were picked up and put away, and I had far fewer things at my dad's house. And I don't know, like his personality was so focused on that. And now Mark's home, when we come with my kids, he tries very, very hard to accept and embrace the mess of it all. And I love that about him, but he absolutely cannot handle it. It makes him a little bit panicky, and he can't sleep if it's like that. And so it's a really weird balance, but he does not climb up my kids about it. He doesn't shame them. He doesn't do anything. He's like, it's a me problem. This is me. I am very anal about how my home is, but I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to force that on your kids. And I like that. Murder mystery isn't negative. It's informative. Also helps me plan. Um, Lucia doesn't care about something. I'm not sure what you don't care about, love. Janice spelled my husband's name wrong. Terrible person. Janice is with a C. I'm such a true crime addict. It's insane. My new favorite is that chapter. How is that your new favorite, Mary? That is not a new favorite. I love that chapter. And I love his editing. How he like consistently chops off half of a word. So funny to me. Look how Crystal, it's the feds. Woo, woo. Wait, was it whoop, whoop? That's the sound of the police. He's coming to arrest us. Oh my God. Okay. This is not relevant. I want to be clear that my husband is law enforcement. That's super important for this story and context, right? So I was getting ready to move out of our Bismarck house in North Dakota, and we were doing a walkthrough with a realtor to sell the house, and like everything's in boxes and like everything's catastrophe, right? And out of nowhere, there are leg shackles, which are, you know, handcuffs for your ankles, but a little bit more chain so you can walk. And she was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, no. That's not what you think. Those are real that's for police. That's police stuff. That's for police. So yeah, that was fun. Also the random handcuff keys that we have. People were like, hey, what's this? I was like, oh, handcuff keys. Because my husband's a cop and we have handcuffs. And that's important for people to know. Karen's been cleaning for 25 years. Dumb. Messier clutter is one thing, filth is another, and you do not have filth. Thank you. I'm so worried about filth all of the time, Karen. And you love your videos and look forward to them each time. I super look forward to seeing you, Karen. And I really do have, sorry, I gotta stay focused. It's so hard talking to you guys and answering and then looking down and seeing something like no fuzzy handcuffs and then not immediately answering that. So Karen, there are people who leave comments, my people, you guys know, you're all here. And I get so happy to see you guys. And I do really care how you're doing. I do care what's new in your life. You know, so anyways, I'm glad that you like seeing my videos and I genuinely like seeing you. Crystal's worried because she has a warrant out for her arrest. Tammy, that chapter is on YouTube and he's very good at describing crimes and he is also very respectful to the victims and kind of mocking towards the perpetrators. TP is more like my dad. You have to wash dishes and dry them and put them away every night before you go to bed. When I wake up, I have to make my bed. It's the OCD in me. Yes, there's some just like very specific triggers for people, things that they absolutely need. And yeah, it's crazy because my dad, I think he's either ADHD or on the spectrum. Like, I don't know. He's something, his hyper focus was business and like controlling his environment. And so part of that, of the being in charge of everything and making sure everything goes exactly how it needs to be, one of that aspects for him was cleaning and orderliness. It worked out really well for him. Right, you should have rolled with it. Imagine how scandalized our ladies' lunch group would have been, right? It's so funny. I wish I had a little OCD. I can leave dishes no problem overnight. So actually a lot of people with OCD are the people who tend to have slightly, oh, you know what? Mac, either his old video talking about this came up or he just released a new video about this. He was talking about, they used to think OCD and hoarders were probably the same, just a different aspect of it. But a lot of people with OCD like can't bathe, like they can't clean properly because they get so hyper focused on other things. It's just crazy. Was it new, Brett, or was it old? Old or new? Old or new? From Friends. Hi, JS. I'm Beth. Rose said, oh. I don't know why that was so funny that you just said, oh. He is new to our video. Oh, Okay, so good. I became a member, and so some of his member only content has been pulling up into my feed, and now it's like, oh, you're really interested in his old crap, and so I've been getting a lot of his old stuff as well in my feed, and so new narration on old video. That makes sense. So I thought that was really interesting. I always thought that they were the same. I have a family member who is diagnosed OCD. And so I read a book called Brain Lock to learn more about her and to learn more about her because I wanted more people to look into autism when my girls were diagnosed with it so that we could all relate without me constantly being a teacher and having to explain and advocate all of the time. So when that came through, I was like, let me do this first so I'm not constantly trying to ask the parents to explain and instruct to me. I can just have knowledge for broad knowledge and only have to ask about the details. That was an accident. It was an amazing accident, Rose. I loved it. It was really funny to me. Kyle says OCD is a wide spectrum, right? Sin, I am in my 70s. When I was a young mom, the house was in chaos and considered normal. I love that. And now with YouTube, there seems to be an unreasonable expectation for tidiness. Yes, there is a expectation of having a display life, and that sounds horrible to me. I don't want a life that's just for show. I want to have an amazing, deep, authentic life that you guys can see sometimes. Karen says, I agree, and I miss those kid messes now. I get bored. Right? What was that thing? Did you guys read a long time ago? It was popular. This is so cold. Hold on. Problem with OCD. It's nothing anyone would think it is. Yes. And that, yeah, it's wild. What was I going to say? Do you guys remember the one it was talking about? It was like an article that went popular probably on Facebook when Facebook was popular still about vacuum lines, and like this mom went into somebody else's house and she had vacuum lines and she was like, oh, I yearn for having vacuum lines in my carpet to just be able to see that. And then the lady's like, yeah, because there are no kids in my family and I vacuumed my house a week ago and it just stays like that because there's nothing really going on in my home. I think about that a lot. And I'm going to be really sad when everybody leaves. I'll still have one and I'm excited about that, but maybe I can trick my kids into living close and then steal their kids. So, okay. We've been on for an hour and some change, and my husband got home and he's going to grill us steaks, and I'm going to eat like 5 steaks. Just like meat cookies. I'm not even going to use a knife and fork because I'm so friggin' hungry, you guys. So I'll edit and have that video up for you guys next Saturday, and then we're going to have a weird pivot because it's not going to be me doing the regular stuff that you're used to. It's going to be more of traveling vlog. And yeah, I'm going to Vid Summit, which is a convention for YouTubers. It's not like VidCon where you meet like your fans and stuff like that. This is just for the industry part of it. And so I'm going to be doing that. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to have to bring a sweater because Dallas is going to be chilly. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I love you guys so much. I hope you have amazing dinners too. I might just go eat my steak raw. That'll be fine, right? Yeah, that's fine. I love you all so. Woo, woo, woo! Look at that, man.
In the house.
Okay. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.